If there was one thing to be said about anime's relationship with women, is that it's a bipolar relationship. The running theme in the episodes this month is one of female characters and their portrayal in anime. While it's easy to take a cursory glance at titles and gleam an objectifying fascination with portraying women as sexual objects and revealing clothing, the fact remains that I can't think of any one medium that has such a wide breadth of either female-centric shows or characters. I know! Yeah, there's certainly no shortage of cheesecake in anime, both present and past, but when you look at anime as a whole, you realize just how full the scene is with female characters, all with varying degrees of personality and archetype. These are just a handful of the anime DVDs that I personally own that either have a female-centric cast or a lead female character. There is no shortage of female characters in anime, but there's still the lingering notion that despite the variety of characters, most of the pen holders and creators are men, and this can lead to some really unfair accusations, especially in regards to sexuality. I'm of the opinion that anyone, regardless of anything, should be free to create the types of stories and characters that they want to create. There is nothing inherently wrong with creating a female character who is sexual. The caveat being, so long as there isn't only sexualized female characters. I mean, as enticing as Faye Valentine and Naga the Serpent are, at least to a distilled heterosexual male ideal, it'd be pretty boring if all female characters looked and acted like them. Which is why I gravitated towards the Tank Police series. I just love the character of Leona Ozaki, a character who I feel has no comparison, anime or otherwise.
Lock up your sons.
Point to you, Internet. Yes, we're finally coming back to the mother of all Valkyrie bitches in New Dominion Tank Police, a sequel to the original Dominion Tank Police. Well, at least one half of it. Thankfully, no mentions of green or peace exist here in New Dominion Tank Police. In fact, Boma doesn't even show up at all, which makes for a sequel that I find to be better than the original. I am so not kidding you. These 6 episodes have all of the fun of the first 2 episodes of Tank Police, and none of the dreary, overwrought bullshit of the last 2 episodes. Which, unfortunately, means this episode is going to be a short one. No sense in me going through the entire series if I want you to go out and see it for yourself. So, instead, I'm going to present the anime in a Cliff Notes format. We find our embattled tank police doing what they do best. Catch criminals in the most mayor's gonna have my ass for this way possible.
My heart!
Even though the joke is alive and well in New Dominion Tank Police, it takes a back seat as the series goes on. The first episode deals with the fact that the Tank Police operate like they were being directed by Michael Bay, complete with requisite scenes of the mayor shouting down their chief and the other officers. A different mayor, strangely enough, from the original series, and yet still played by the same actress.
You're supposed to protect our citizens, not threaten them. And don't forget, they pay your wages. Have you any idea what these damage claims will cost? If I could do it, I'd fire the lot of you and you'd pay all these off personally.
But outside of the first 2, maybe 3 episodes, the anti-tank police sentiment is severely downplayed as the main plot heats up. It seems that a board of shady businessmen mean to assassinate the mayor over her proposed anti-gun legislation. The main difference between the 2 series is that New Dominion Tank Police is plotted more episodically than the previous series, yet the overarching plot of businessmen trading arms remains the driving force of what happens in the story. They needed test data on a new type of think tank, so they send out one of their prototypes to fight the tank police. They needed an area of the city cleared out so they can complete a transaction, so they orchestrated a bomb threat. Which could have gone so terribly wrong so quickly that the risk was not worth it. But, at the very least, it did provide a story that was probably the most entertaining of the entire 6-episode run.
Hey, Chief, do we know who's driving the truck?
No one's driving the goddamn thing. The ejector seat was launched when all the systems on the truck went automatic.
What, you're saying it's unmanned?
Oh god, that's how Maximum Overdrive started!
As such, the series as a whole feels more encapsulated and whole than the first Dominion Tank Police, which was basically 2 stories spread over 2 episodes each. It also helps that the story doesn't take itself too seriously. When you get right down to it, the plot is pure 70s exploitation flick. cop finds out about a wealthy villain, is bound by the law she swore to protect, then goes renegade to bring him to justice. And the story need not be any more complicated than that, since the characters are so well defined and strong. Of course Leona would have a tank alarm clock, and of course it would be the most goddamn cutest thing ever. Correction! Almost the cutest thing ever. Right there! Fuck you, Charlie Bit My Finger! That's the cutest motherfucking thing out there! Though I find Leona to be the strongest draw of the anime, she isn't its only appeal, as the characters around her are just as fun, especially Shithouse II.
Prepare to attack.
Huh?
I'm gonna unleash my castigator.
Well, I've never known a gun to be able to castigate anything, but fuck it, why not? We allow cars to be called the Interceptor. Besides, its name isn't the only thing that's stupidly badass about it, as Shithouse II proves when he's tasked to stop that runaway Mack truck by standing in front of it and taking it out in one shot!
Okay, baby.
You feel that? Your dick just grew 3 inches by looking at that shit. And if you're a woman, no. Not anymore, you're not. Sure, the fact that Shithouse II proved he had balls of granite is badass enough, but what really sells it is the actor Sean Barrett's performance. Sean, like every other actor in this dub, was a stable actor for Manga UK, who were notorious for having their actors try to cover up their British accents, to varying degrees of success.
There have been numerous alleged terrorist attacks in the city since dawn this morning, many of them simultaneous. We've had reports of 6 bank robberies, 41 sniper attacks on citizens, 6 incidents on the commuter train system, and 19 bombings.
But the main cast should be commended for their performances here in this dub, especially Sean, who I feel may be the most underappreciated actor of anime's past. He never really did much in the way of dubbing as compared to his contemporaries, but he lays claim to some important roles and performances, including Inspector Zenigata in the canonical first Lupin III anime film, The Mystery of Mamo. But the highest praise you could say about the man is you couldn't tell he was British from his performance. Actor Appreciation Month may have passed us by, but that doesn't mean we can't stop and snap a salute to the actors who deserve our respect. Sadly, Shithouse II didn't use his castigator on someone who truly needed some castigation, Alison Dowling.
Hey, you two, come back here right now! She doesn't give up, does she? Yeah, she's sticking to us like a fly to shit. We have not done anything wrong. Yeah, we try and do our duty like good citizens, and all we get is aggravation. Typical.
Okay, I had to look this up, because I could not believe for one moment that the actress playing the Puma sisters here was the same actress who played them back in the original series. And yet, she is. This may be the most baffling directing choice I've ever encountered in a dub. We have an established pair of characters with a set personality and use of diction, and yet for no discernible reason, the Puma sisters speak with this terrible southern accent. The same director, the same actress, the same everything, except...
That's definitely him. There's no doubt about that. That's bad news for her. I bet that tattooed creep's a professional hitman. That little cop sister's gonna end up like this.
The same voice. Regardless of whose decision this was, it was a terrible one to make, and one of the few areas of the anime that weigh it down. Along with some hiccups in the dub, the plot does meander a bit at the beginning, especially when it comes to this mysterious cyborg crony that just kind of pops into the plot every now and then. I understand the reason for having the character, as there's always a place for a B-villain in shows like these, but he's not interesting enough for his screen time to be a compelling watch. You keep saying to yourself every time he appears, "Ah, damn it, not this guy again." even though he's only in 2 episodes. His exit from the series also falls flat, and without going into spoilers, all I'll say is that he didn't need to be in that 2nd episode. Other than that, New Dominion Tank Police is as solid as a fun action series gets. It's funny, it's cute, and just like its older brother, it also has its own memorable theme. While the original OVA opened to a cheesy dance synth tune that felt right at home at an 80s club, New Dominion Tank Police takes things in a different direction. I honestly think this may be the most underappreciated anime theme song in history. When you think of the greats, this song, Just Beyond the Time, should be up there with them, along with Tank, the Big O theme, Through the Night, and Rise. Alright, I realize that I'm just gushing at this point, but I don't get to gush very often, and believe you me, New Dominion Tank Police is worth gushing over. It was recently relicensed and made widely available by Sentai Filmworks, but unfortunately it only has the Japanese audio track, which is fine if you're a purist, but I think a lot of the charm of the anime is lost if you don't track down a copy of the manga UK dub. It's not hard to find, and you shouldn't expect to pay an exorbitant amount, but either way you can, do yourself a favor and see this. Old school anime doesn't get much better than this. Well, that was a nice little vacation. It's good to stop every now and then and remind yourself why you like anime, especially when all you've been watching are titles like next episodes. December is coming up fast, but it's not the Christmas season, it's the Startica season. Till next time. Long live your Lord High Regent Sage! Long live Benetopia!